Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Sorry, running a little bit behind here. Had some business to take care of, so we'll get to the charts right away here. But if you're checking out the screen here, you see my disclaimers. Read those, please. Let you know that everything here is for educational purposes only. Okay? Yeah, still have that throat. But nothing we do here is a trade recommendation by any way, shape, or form. All right, there we go. Get that out of the way quickly. All right, since we're running behind here, you can read the description for yourself there below the channel. Again, we're coming in late today. It's 10:22, but it's 9:41 this morning. Market's already open, so I just run a little bit behind. But check it out. So Soto, you there this morning?
I am, buddy. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. So tell me what you got going on this morning. You got any trades already?
Man, I tell you what I do. I traded twice. Unfortunately, on my first trade, I lost.
That's
So
okay. All right, no worries.
I put that on. I put that on Discord, and I sent you an email also.
All right.
Then I took a trade right away because it was in our 1 hour zone, and then within another zone of that. So I was expecting a rejection, which we did get.
Okay.
But it took a little longer than I wanted. So I got a point out of my first position, and the second, all the other positions came back and took me out of the tick
Gotcha.
profit. But it did bounce off perfectly at the zone that I had at 1 hour, and so that's what happened with the 9:35 candle. Went to the very top of that, and then we got the start of the day bounce off. So now we're kind of going around. So
Okay. I follow you. All right. Yeah, I have that zone on my chart drawn up already, and it looks like it's bounced around in there, and it's rejected out of there. But yeah, it was looks like you had to be at the right spot there. But all right, cool. All right. So yeah, let me kind of get up to speed here. See what some things. You got any other zones drawn this morning?
not I mean I do, but they're kind of been already triggered and stuff. So the only thing at the bottom we have a couple 1 hour stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing really right now that that stands out clearly. I may be missing it, but I don't
Okay.
see anything.
Okay. Well, here's a 1 hour
Obviously,
zone.
yeah, because obviously if you look at the 820, but it's been already used up a little bit. So
Gotcha.
yeah, I think you're joining the 1 hour zone right now.
Yeah, I just put a 1 hour zone we have there, that kind of hidden zone, which you probably
Yep,
already have that.
yep, got that. It
So
starts at
now,
7.5
yeah, yeah,
to about 5 and a quarter.
right,
So
yeah,
that's it. Yep. And that's I think it's going to be a real strong zone because we actually got three 1 hour zones overlapping it. Um, towards the bottom. So I think that's going to potentially be a good trade to go long,
hmm
if it comes down there.
okay,
There is a couple zones below that, obviously. We just have to see what the market wants to do today. But
yeah, absolutely. We'll just kind of wait and see what the market wants to do here, and just give it a few seconds here. Yeah, running a little behind here, so trying to get some things set up. Let's see here. Did we have any news this morning? Did you check that?
then I check that.
No, you did not check that. All right, no worries. Let's look at it and see.
Yep.
No real news coming out for us today. Nothing big. Low impact stuff at 10 o'clock, but not worried about it. So, no real news to really watch this morning. All right. So, yeah, good. So, looks like I missed a couple trades potentially, but not worried about
Yeah.
that. Not worried about it at all. So, we'll just kind of, with the late start here, not worried about it. We'll just kind of watch it.
Mhm. Quick question, so I can kind of learn a little bit about the news. I'm looking at the news now,
Yeah.
and at 7:30, there's one that says red, high impact. Was
Uh huh.
that was that a big news or no?
Not for us. No, that's for the. You see where it says the CAD, the currency's CAD, their CAD.
Yep. Uh huh.
That has nothing to do with us. We care about the ones that say USD. Okay.
Okay. Gotcha.
Since this is all currency stuff, but it's still the major reports that we watch, and it just tells us if it's going to affect us the most. And if it doesn't have a USD with an orange or red, I'm not real worried about it. Okay.
Perfect.
All
Cool.
right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The more you know.
The more you know, man. The more you know. All right. Good morning, guys. If you're here, let us know you're here, please. Again, we're running behind, so sorry about that. But we'll have plenty of opportunity here this morning, so no reason to start chasing anything. We'll just kind of wait for it to come to us. But let me know you're here, please. I sure appreciate it. All right.
Okay.
So let's get into a couple things here. See what we got here. That's some potential here. Alrighty.
If you see something, let me know, because I don't see
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah. We do have a zone on the hourly chart. It's just a wide zone at 11 o'clock back there on September 20th. It's just it's very wide. I'll draw it out, but it's a large.
Is it the one that goes from 8.5 to 13.75?
No, it goes from 11.75 up to 17.25.
Oh wow, okay.
Okay.
I don't have that one.
I mean, there's quite a few right there. To be honest, that's usually going to get a lot of rejection out of here. There's one that's at 8 o'clock that started at 11.5 to 14.5. So that might be the one that's been respected right now for the most part. But I draw a little bit extra into that. So you're getting a rejection out of that area. So we'll kind of watch it from there. But yeah, excellent. All right, so we got price kind of cornered at the moment. We'll watch it for a second or two and see if it wants to get down into our zone down here. So I really like this area down here in the bottom that we have drawn up at the zone at the bottom here, starting at 7.5 down to 5.25. I like that area. There's a lot of opportunity out of that. There's a VPOC right there at 5.5 of yesterday's price action. The value area high is 6.5 there.
Yep.
We've got actually another little zone inside a zone, so I'm going to draw that real quick here. That was kind of right around that VPOC area, so it makes it an even stronger trade.
Mm-hmm. Are you talking about the 650 candle?
I'm talking about the 2000 candle on through this morning's price action on the hourly chart.
Oh, I'm sorry, hourly. Okay.
Yeah. So hourly chart there. So watching all that, there's buy orders down there for sure. So we're gonna watch price there for a few minutes here. So our chart's gonna jump around here just for a second. So I'm just trying to look at a couple things. Alright, so we'll just watch this rejection move out of here nicely. Nice rejection there. So we'll just kind of be patient and wait for it to get kind of in our zone here before we kind of do anything.
BK, do you mind posting the link to the Discord?
Oh, yeah, let me do that, yeah.
Please.
For today's Discord,
Yeah. Just for those who may not have it already or whatever.
Yeah. And just remember on that note that you can go into the under the channel description there, and you can that link's there posted full time into this channel description for the Discord channel. And the Discord's good for you to be able to post your own charts on there for the team. I mean, for everybody to look at and kind of explain it if you'd like to, and what you're looking at, how your charts are set up a little differently. So it kind of gives you that opportunity to put your own chart in there, kind of for everybody to check out. So appreciate that. All right. Yep. So just being patient. Had some trades this morning, opportunities there, and but I wasn't here obviously, so I couldn't take those. But so has taken a couple trades this morning. One winner, one loser.
Yep.
The first trade out of the gate was a loser, so that will be the what we put on the channel this morning as far as the 1 point a day challenge. and we'll post that at the end of the day. We'll show. I mean, at 11 o'clock, we'll show the chart there to show the trade was a loss, but we'll also update the spreadsheet to show the 1 point a day challenge, 1 point loss there. So hang with us to watch that, and but we're just going to be trading until that point. So thanks for joining us. Again, sorry for the delay this morning getting started. Had some business to take care of, but should be good to go the rest of the week.
How's Robbie feeling?
I don't know yet. Actually, he's still in bed, so I haven't seen him yet this morning. So I mean, he got a lot of rest yesterday, which was good, But he has to stay out of school today, just because he has to stay out for 2 days with strep. So hopefully the fever broke and all that. I'm not real sure. I didn't check on him this morning before I had to leave out for my meeting. But I'm sure he's probably better. He slept a lot yesterday, which was good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, thanks for asking.
Yeah, bud.
All right. Heard from Mitchell yet? Has he gotten back from China, or is he still in China?
No, I haven't heard from him. I have not. I've not heard from him yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess he's probably having some late nights with the guys out there. So kind of building relationships.
Yeah, I know he had to go check out a couple new factories, didn't he?
Yeah. Hopefully, because I think right now it's sometime around, it's probably 9-10 o'clock at night over there.
Yeah, he's 1 hour ahead of us. He's 13 hours difference, so whatever time it is here, you can push it an hour there. But it's at nighttime versus us in the morning, so yeah, you're right. So it's about to be 10 o'clock Eastern time here. It's 11 o'clock there, I guess, at night. So, all right. So just patiently waiting, guys. Hope everybody's doing well today. Again, if you're just joining us, we kind of got a late start this morning, so we had zones drawn up, but no trades were taken. At this point, for me anyway, Soto's had 2 trades. He's 1 for 1 so far today. And I'm sure we'll have plenty of opportunity here over the next hour and 10 minutes to take another trade or two, so we'll just be patient and wait for it.
We won't have a trade for the next 2 weeks.
What?
No, sorry. Every time you say that, you just want to do the opposite. So
I know. Why is that, man? Why are you actually... What is up with that, man?
I will never take another trade.
Well, I hate to hear that. You're pretty good at it.
Yeah, it's fun to just do the opposite or whatever you want.
You just natural born rebel, aren't you?
That's it. They call me the Maverick. I never really took that into as a compliment until recently.
There you go, Maverick. I like it.
Now, the only true Maverick was late Senator John McCain. He was a true hero.
He's a true hero.
Oh man.
All right, so just hanging out waiting on price, guys. So it's a good time to talk. Let us know about you if you're here. Sure appreciate that. Again, check out the channel if you'd like. I got videos posted here on the chat here of the different price action, volume, support and resistance, supply and demand, and hidden supply and demand. So check those out. So you can kind of get familiar with kind of what we look at and why we do what we do and why we pull zones and put zones, and you'll understand why we have zones drawn ahead of time, before price ever gets there, and then we'll wait for the reaction out of that zone when price comes to us. And that's then you'll understand also why we execute a trade and what we look for to execute. That's what you'll hear us talking there, and you kind of understand it. So yeah, take some time to check that out, man, if you don't mind. I'm sure I do appreciate it. But I would love to hear you there. If you're in trades, let us know and why. And if you look at things a little bit different than us, that's no problem. That's very cool. Like I've said over and over, there's many ways to make money in the market. Okay, so there's not one trade's not necessarily one better than the other. It all comes down to the person, right? So you can make any kind of method work, really, but it all comes down to the person and the discipline of the person to make the trade. So if you're there, let us know. Don't be shy. We'd love to talk to you. All right, so let's check out some order flow here to see if we can get any kind of rejections back out of this area here. We got some sellers at 11 and a quarter, 11 and a half. At 12 even, we got some selling going on. So with volume low like this, coming back into this kind of scenario right here, I might look to go short here at 12 even if we can get there. Back into this little zone right there, I might look to take a short out of that if it wants to get back there, but it might reject right here. There's a VPOC there.
What price are you talking about? Just to be clear, you talking about like around 12?
12 even, yeah. I'm just looking to short around 12 even, and if volume's low like it is, it's going to push through a little bit. Price action rejecting a little bit. Sellers are up there at 12 even with a couple VPOCs. So I might go ahead and put in a trade right at 12 even to see if I can kind of get in a little bit of a bounce there to the quick bounce. So I'll put one in right there with volume as low as it is. We're kind of in good areas, I think, of resistance. Obviously, it's proven to be resistance. If it wants to stretch up there, hopefully we can get a little bounce into that and push off. That would be great. So we'll watch it and see, and if that wants to come available, then we're willing to take that trade there. Because everything's lining up now. You're already actually in the zone now to trade short on an hourly time frame. It's been pushed through and busted a couple different times, and but at 12, there you go, it bounced against me.
Yep. I'm with you, by the way.
I'm not in yet, but it's right there, but it hasn't one tick me in yet. So I like to go ahead and give me one tick. One more tick here and put me in the trade here, and it's not doing it. There it is. Okay. I've asked for it and I got it. So hopefully hopefully we're going to get a good response out of here, a good rejection hopefully there. There are some sellers there as well at 12 and a quarter, which is good. So hopefully it pushes us and gives us an opportunity to make a quick point here. But if not, no big deal, right? No big deal. If it wants to go ahead and push through, then that's what it wants to do. Not a big deal. I like the trade setup. I'm willing to take that risk of that 1 point there. So we will just see. So not going to stress about being in this trade either way, right? Because everything was lined up like it should be. What are you laughing at, man?
No, sorry.
Are you stressing about being in this trade?
You're right. No, you're right about everything. No, I never wish I lost so bad in my life.
Well, what is up with you, dude? Why do you want to be a contrarian so bad? Why do you want to contradict everything, man? You've gotten successful at you being a punk, man.
I know. I'm gonna try it with you, buddy. This is funny. You're so positive. I used to have to be a little negative.
You can't be negative, man. You can't be negative in here, man.
No, we're not. No. Not towards the group or any individual. Just you.
Just or not just one towards one individual, just me. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I can handle it. I ain't worried about it. So we'll see.
Point. Alan is laughing.
What's that? Oh, Al's there. Hey, Al, what's going on, man? Yeah, that's good. Yeah, Al, you got any fibs drawn up this morning? I know you do. I'd like to hear where your fibs are this morning. I'm sure they're probably drawn for the long move. Actually, probably if you got a fib drawn, but it's probably looking to the long side here, which I like the long side down here in this hourly time frame down here around 7.5. I like the long move. So come on, man. It bumped against our profit target, but didn't take it. Well, I'm looking for a rejection down to that 307.5. I would like to see that. And a little bit lower there at 305 to 307.5. I'd like to see a move down to that to get into potentially a long position. But again, we don't know. The market does what it wants to do, and nobody can tell you what it's going to do. So anyway, volume's increasing a little bit. Don't like that. I need it to be decreasing to the downside. Let's look at some order flow here and see if we got any big buyers coming in right here that we need to be worried about.
Yeah.
That's what's funny. There's no big buyers pushing in right now. It's just prices just wanting to kind of keep one ticking higher a little bit here and there. But holding the position, like the position still, not worried about it. But I'd like to see some big sellers recommit to the downside here for time being. Would be good. keep a quick eye on that. Yeah, there's a couple big buyers right there. Don't like that, so.
We may be going out here.
Yeah, we're out. We're out. We're out. Yeah, some big buyers came right there at the top there.
Yep. They want to go long here.
Well, hey, at least you got your wish there, man. You got your wish there, Soto.
Sorry.
No, you ain't.
I gotta take this call real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, go take it now. All right, guys, we got actually. Oh, there's a good spot there. I missed that. I wasn't paying attention to that. I should have looked at that. That's my fault. We have a really good zone right here, and I just absolutely did not look at that, and it went up to respect that perfectly, I think. That's my fault. No worries. That's just me not taking a bigger look. So we got a nice rejection out of that. A good spot to be rejected out of.
All right.
You see that zone that it rejected out of perfectly? I wasn't paying attention to.
No, I just.
Yeah. At 2130, perfect zone that it rejected out of. And
2130. And yep, I missed that one.
I did too. I was just listening to you rant and talk and wanting me to lose this trade, man. Thank you.
You got to contribute after. Before I said that, all right?
I know. I just like to give you a hard time.
I know. Thank you, buddy. No, it's just that all my friends are always so like amazing and positive that I feel like I need to be the bad one.
What's up with that, man? You don't need to feel bad.
All right, Alan is
Alan, thank you. And that's it. Just post it on Discord if you don't care, because I do like. No, you're definitely with a trend with your fibs, and I like that. I definitely like that. So I'm not opposed to that. We scalp against zones, obviously, in supply and demand zones, but I definitely like looking at runners with the trend with fibs. So I like it. It's a good trade, because I'd have to believe most likely that you probably have 50% fib somewhere around 307.5, 306.5, somewhere around there, 306 somewhere, 305, somewhere around that 2.5 point range. I bet you got a 50% fib somewhere there, but because I'd definitely be looking for a long trade there. Yeah. So no worries, man. Just throw it on Discord. I appreciate it. That's what it's there for, and I like your fibs and the way you do them. And so if you don't mind throwing them there, absolutely.
I ask so many questions. That's great.
Yeah, no, we don't want to do that.
No, we don't. No, and since I'm new, I don't really want to get into other stuff.
Right.
But like you said, it's always fun to just look and see what's going on, what other people are doing. That's always cool to do. So definitely go post.
Especially when it comes to fib. Fib to me is not a oscillator, and I'd rather people don't post stochastic movements or MACD movements and all that kind of stuff. I don't want that in the chart. But when you go with a fib or market profile, stuff like that, that's more not it's real time type of stuff, that could potentially happen. That's a lot different than something that posts after the fact. So so I have no issues at all with someone like Alan or Origin, because Origin looks like he does a lot of profiles for his candles or profiles and things like that, which I like, so I don't have a problem with that or fibs, for sure. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, Alan. So I appreciate that, man. Thank you for your input there. So yeah, I'd love to see it on Discord, and you definitely don't have to explain it by any means. If you don't want to, not a problem. I definitely don't want anybody to come on here feeling like they have to explain their method, because they do not by any means.
Yeah, that's a very good point. We just want to be welcoming and we just want to see what you're doing, because it's cool to see other things. So that's
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And Discord Origin really did us a favor there by suggesting Discord, so people can post some of those, and
right.
and it's just a different way to look at things, which is cool.
It is for sure.
All right, we got a hidden zone there. It's going to bounce on a little bit at 955. I'm not going to trade that because I want it to get price to get a little deeper for me. I really like this zone down in here that we have drawn, so I'm going to wait at this point to take a trade through there, and wait for that. Even though we're going to get some bounce probably right here at 955, some respect out of that zone there, but I'm not going to mess with it at this point. I want it to get deeper. So. Yeah.
Yeah, it's bouncing off not just that zone, but we have the 910.
Yeah, 910 zone. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's bouncing right there as well.
Yeah, good.
Let's see here. I still feel like we're going to get lost. I still feel like we're going to go lower though, so I'm going to look at some things. I just feel like we're going to push lower at this point. So do I have anything that kind of supports that feeling? I do, but I also got some buying in this area here too, so I gotta kind of be patient. There's some buying. Big buyers at 9.5, 9.25, 8.75. There's buying coming in right there at 10, 10.25. So we're going to be patient and wait for that to push through all that down to our bottom here, which I think is give us an opportunity to the long side there. Yeah, okay. I'm looking at that chart there. I like that. Kind of a channel with trend lines. Got a channel line obviously with trend lines, but then you also kind of channel the price action with trend lines as well. I like that. Yep. It uses, what is that at the bottom? Is that your stochastic or MACD or what is that? RSI? I'm not sure what that is there, but I like the trend line and the. I like all that. Yep. I like all that. Looks good. I just don't see the fib. I'm missing the fib. Cool, Alan. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Very cool. Yeah, okay, MACD. There you go. All right. No, but you don't use it for signals. Cool. I understand that. Absolutely understand that. Very cool. Thanks, man. I appreciate you posting that, Alan. Thank you. All right. All right, guys. Just being patient. We've taken one trade for a loss this morning. So good spot there. Just wasn't paying attention to our overhead area right here. Had a really good area of supply that price was wanting to get to, and it was just my mistake not paying attention to that. This area right here that we've got drawn was a great area to take an entry right there at 13 and 25 would have been a great area to take an entry there. Just didn't take that, so just wasn't paying attention. So that's definitely my fault. But still thought this was going to be a good opportunity where we got in here at 3.012 even. It did go down and touch our price target, our profit target for one full point. It just never pushed through that. Did that a couple times and rejected out of that. So didn't manage that trade quick enough, and then ended up taking the loss on there for 1 point. No big deal, right? It's part of the game. It's part of trading. You got to be okay with that. Okay, that's why we keep 1 point stops, because we can overcome those pretty quickly with the way we trade and our entries, and so not a big deal. But now I just want to be a little more patient, and even though there's some zones that could be drawn, that were drawn here and identified prior to, price is bouncing out of those, but a little sideways right here. I want to get out of that sideways, either get into this zone here in the yellow. Okay, I like price down here around 306 and down to 305 and a half, somewhere around there. Even I really like price there, even though I expect some rejection at 307 and a half, but might look to take that depending on volume, but just being patient, guys. We've had a trade here, we're taking a loss, and we're just going to be patient and wait on it. All right. That's the name of this game, man. It's all about longevity, not chasing every trade, not trying to revenge trade when you take a loss, and not a big deal. Okay, we just wait for the next opportunity and get it if our method presents itself and we have the account to be able to do that, we take another trade. Okay, that's not a problem. All right, so he says, let me go back to look at small yellow lines are short-term fib entries. Okay, gotcha. Okay, I see that. Wish I could see that a little bit better here, but this last one here on the chart that you posted, Alan, what is that zone? What's the high and the low of that zone? Because it looks like it's kind of what we're talking about. I can't tell if that's 304.5 to 5.5 or 6. I can't tell where that's at. So can you tell me where that last fib zone that you have drawn there on that little chart you posted? What's the price ranges on that? The high and low of that zone. I'd like to see if that kind of matches up to ours. If you don't mind, let me know that. Appreciate that. All right, getting a little push down in here. So come on, push through this support area right here and get down into our zone, which I'd like to see. And maybe we kind of get to the long side here. I'm not sure. We'll just kind of watch. Just kind of watch and see here. Let me pull up an hourly chart. Yeah.
Yeah, the small yellow lines are short-term fib entries, just to let you know.
Yeah, I know that's what he said that, but I'd like to see what that last one. I'd like to see what that last one he's got there, what that price is. You see, I mean, there at 307.5, there's a really good pull on a 50% fib that I'm doing on a 1 hour chart just for the heck of it. And I'm wondering if that's what lines up with his zone. You know, that's all I'm looking at. So, could push a bounce out of that. I'm not sure. Well, none of us are sure. Well, we just have entries where we think are a good area based on what our method is to potential enter long trade, and that's what we look for. So, I do think you can get a bounce right at the top of the zone, though, at 307.5. Quick bounce, but I think the best trade is probably be deeper into that zone. Yesterday's VPOC is even at 305.5. Kind of watching that. Yeah, Alan. Yeah, no. My question was simply on your chart that you posted on Discord. I really can't see that last fib entry where you said you have a short-term fib. That box there the yellow lines that you drew there. I was just asking what the high and the low of that are, just to see if it matches up to any of our zones that we have, because I just can't read it. That's all. No big deal, man. I want you concentrate on trading. If you don't have the time to explain that or get that, that's not a problem. You know, I don't want I'm not wanting you to feel like you have to explain anything, because I'm not. It's not what it's about. I was just asking a question. Getting some rejection here on this 815 zone temporarily. It's kind of bouncing out of that. It needs to get some strength to push through that to the downside. Because we got some really good support right here at 307.5. I'd like to see a bounce out of. So we'll see if we can get it. I'd like to see price come on down to that. If it decides to bounce long from there, then that would be great. What you think about that there, homie?
Yeah, I would agree. That's kind of, I'm waiting for that same thing. I think it's just so much, there's a lot of support down there. I think we'll get a good bounce.
Yeah, I think we'll get a good one out of that area.
Just in here, we're just in a lot of stuff. It needs to break out. It's going to take some power to break out of this area here.
Yeah.
If you look at the chart that I have, you see a lot of lines. It's because there's a lot of zones that's bouncing off.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm glad you don't draw all those because
I confused too many people. Yeah.
Yeah, but I know what's active now. It's not if I know what I'm looking at, so it's not confusing. But
Right.
if I was looking at somebody else's chart, it would be.
Right. And I think as people, if people want to learn our method and they want to get really good at it and learn it, then they'll end up starting doing a lot more lines, a lot more zones, you know.
Right.
But for right now, I just don't want people to look like it's too much going on and get intimidated by it because it's just real simple stuff. You know,
Exactly.
and I
Yeah.
just don't want people to get overwhelmed by what they're looking at. That's
Yep.
all. That's why I don't have it too busy.
And that's very true. That happens. You know, just when I look at somebody else's stuff, I have no idea what it is. It's so overwhelming. So,
Right.
but just like anything else, once you know it, it's not
Yeah.
bad.
Nothing to it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So we're gonna. But I do have a entry at 307 and a half sitting there. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
watch that. Volume's decreasing, which I like. You know, I want it to stretch down there with low volume, and then look for a bounce right there at 307 and a half, and hopefully I can get in. There's actually an argument to front run that by one tick, and if volume stays low there and wants to stretch, I might do that. To be quite honest, I might go ahead and look at going in at at 307 and a quarter. So we do have a lot of buying at 307 and a half. I actually have quite a bit of VPOC and buying at 307, 307.75 as well. A 3,007 and three quarter. So I might have to, if volume stays low, okay, and price is still stretching down there, I might have to front run this by one tick here. So keep an eye on that and be ready. But that's what I might be looking at that. Okay. Actually, I'm going to look at that now. What it's doing. I'm going to go ahead and move mine to 307, 3007 and a three quarter there. Kind of see if we can get some rejection. So it's bouncing on me right here. It bounced against me. Let's see if it can. All right, I'm in. I'm in the trade here. I'm in the
I'm
trade.
with you. I'm gonna try with you too.
Are you in there with me? All right. Let's hopefully we can get a good
I did.
bounce here.
Yep. Let's get a winner here.
Yeah, let's get a little bounce out of here, boys. Give me some strength to the upside. We had some big buyers come right there at 307 and three quarters, which is cool. But we need some strength to follow that up to give us that push. So we're at 1 point now. There we go. We got it. So where's your music, man? Where's your music? There it is. Awesome. Awesome. All right, so we're in this trade. Nice, guys. Good job. We got a point. First point filled. Then we got a one ticket profit right here trading. So nice job, guys. If you got into that, good job, Soto.
Thank you, buddy. That was good calling you, bro.
Yeah, we knew it was going to bounce. There was a lot of strength right there. We knew it was going to bounce. Still am not. I still not sure that it's not going to come back down here and go deeper into that zone before it takes off. But if it doesn't, that's okay. We got our trade, and we're going to let it run a little bit. Hopefully, anyway. So what I have to do, since I took a stop on my first trade here, I'm going to have to tighten up, which I hate that because I think it's going to come back. But I'm going to go ahead and get into, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to leave it where it's at. I'm going to leave it. I feel like this could run, and I don't want to crowd it too much. So I'm going to leave it like it is. I'm fine. I'll just leave it like it is. But I'll be quick to manage if the price gets a little bit higher. I'll be quick to manage here because I got my next profit target. I got at 11 and a quarter. I'm just going to leave it there, and if he wants to take it out, then I'm okay with that. Okay, instead of managing it for a runner, I'll just let it take out since I took my first trade was a loss there. So if it wants to give it to me, I'm gonna take it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Okay, Alan. Cool. Yeah, no worries, man. I'm still not completely clear on your method, but still listening. That's cool. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yep.
What was that?
Alan, so that was just Alan
Okay.
stating that. Yeah, I appreciate you hanging out with us still and listening. Yeah, method's not too much different from yours, to be quite honest. We're just using supply and demands, or supply and resistance, support and resistance, and together, bring those together with supply and demand, and then looking for opportunities in those zones to trade. So not too much different from what you're doing, except you're using trend lines and fibs and all that, and that's great. And so I think a lot of the times our zones kind of line up together, which is cool. So, kind of, and that's the reason I like when you post stuff, for the fact just to see confirmation. But confluence is a big deal, you know, when you have multiple methods like fibs and things like that lining up with support and resistance and supply and demand. That confluence, people see that and recognize that, and whether it be a self-fulfilling or not, it works, and we like to use it.
Good. So I got to the 2 point mark. So my second exit, I'm out on my second exit,
Nice job, nice job.
and so I just got the last open, and that's what the one I'm hoping that if
Got it
it,
runs,
you know,
yeah.
goes long, it goes long, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. But
Yeah, yeah,
let's see what happens.
yeah, man, for sure. Awesome, awesome.
And again, even though I'm down for today still because I took 2 losses or 1 win. Now 2 wins, but because of mentions and everything, I'm still down.
Sure.
I'm up for the week. Uh,
Nice.
which, by the way, I don't know if you knew this. Today's Tuesday. I was talking to my friend
Didn't know
Doug. My friend Doug made me believe that yesterday was Friday. So the whole day, I was talking like it was
What?
Friday. Yeah, he was confused, and he confused me. And
That's
I just
being majorly confused, thinking of Mondays or Friday.
Yeah, yeah. So the whole time I'm like, yeah, man, tomorrow we're gonna have some good football games, and it's gonna give time for Tua to recover, and it's good that he's not gonna play tomorrow because the team, we should be okay with that team for Alabama, and so my neighbor was like, they're playing tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, Tuesday. I'm like, Tuesday. Then I looked at my phone. I'm like, yeah. What I meant to say was
Yeah, what I meant to say, I'm an idiot.
yeah,
That's what you meant to
that's
say,
exactly. Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but Doug confused me. He was like, celebrating because it was Friday.
Well, it
So,
probably was his Friday because he's a doctor and he works 24 hours a day, so 7
yeah,
days a week. So probably was a Friday for him.
it was funny. Yeah, the more you know.
Yeah, don't you miss that schedule?
No,
You don't miss
not
that?
one bit. Not one.
Yeah, that's good. I wouldn't
Especially when I talk to them, they're, they're like, I hate life. I'm like, sorry.
Yeah, people think being a doctor is a dream. It's just something that you want to do, but I was
You gotta
trying to
love
be
it.
different from what it used to be like, I imagine, with all the things now. But I
Yeah.
imagine it's not fun working 90 hours a week, and
Right. There's more protection now for a resident.
uh-huh.
So there's a limit on hours residents can work.
Okay,
Before,
that's good.
and there's a debate on that because I believe you have to overwork them to prepare them because at one point you may be the only doctor in the whole town. So you got to be willing to and understand that you can work 48 hours straight. So, but at the same time, I understand it takes a lot of stress on individuals and it could potentially increase mistakes. So it's kind of like win lose kind of thing.
Sure.
That's a term. So I'm trading the micro as well this
Uh-huh.
morning, just to kind of just jump in and be able to relate to the micro, and
Yeah.
so I took a trade a little around the same spot, a little tick based on the micros, a tick higher. We
Right.
went in at a 7.75. I went in at 8 flat. That's jumping the zone that I had for the micro.
Gotcha.
So we got the point, and we're trailing a little bit here. See what happens, but it exit as well. So the second exit got the 2 point. So
Good.
just getting a feel for it and kind of seeing how it kind of compares. And it's just like you said, it's just a tick off here and there, but
Yeah.
very similar.
Yeah. That's cool, man. Yeah. Yeah, Alan, I see that. I had that fib drawn actually on the 1 hour, so I knew that 50% lined up perfectly with 307.5. So that's good. Yeah, it looks like we had the same fib there, and you were out 1 point, and your second target as well is out. So that's good job, man. Good, very very good job. Awesome. So yeah, I kind of have an idea what you're doing there, and I like it. I think it's cool. All right, now Price, come on, keep going, push up there. So I'm about to take. I got my target taken out. So that was cool. Got my target 1125 taken out. So entered at 307 and three quarters. Got my first part out at 8 3/4, and my second position out at 1125. So definitely overcame that loss and net profit for 1.5. So very cool.
Oh, okay. You locked. Okay, you got out of the trade.
Yeah, I got in. I had my second target at 11 1/4 on that trade,
Okay.
just to front run that all that supply up there still, because I thought we might bounce. With taking the first one as a loss, as a 2 full point loss, I wanted to get that back pretty fast.
Sure. Right.
But I didn't want to crowd it, because originally I started to move that second position up to another extra point to make sure I got my 2 points. But I just felt like it was too tight, which it would have been. I would have been ticked out by 1 point, or by 1 tick. So what I did instead, I just moved my profit target into 11 1/4, and I got it instead of trailing the stop tough. If that makes sense. So yeah.
Cool.
Yep. So good. So all good there. So that was nice.
I kept mine open. So I'm open there.
So you're still in, right?
Yeah, yeah. I have not moved my point stop yet. Like I said, I'm okay because I won yesterday. I'm up for the week, even though I'm down for today.
Yeah, but you're still up for the week. Yeah.
I'm out for the week, and I'm not just the commissions is what kills it, but
yeah.
We'll see if this runs. I can probably break even here.
Yeah, sure. And that's one thing, guys. If you're just new to the channel, that we teach here, kind of suggest is that go ahead and get your money for the week. Get in early, get your profit. Don't be risky. Take your profit early. Kind of get up, and the more cushion you get going in, the more trades you can take later on during the week, and maybe a little higher risk trade if you want to, as long as you keep that 1 point stop. We just want to lock in early in the week, put money in our account, and then you can at that point take a little bit, another trade or two, a little bit higher risk if you like. But as long as we've kept that 1 point stop, if you were to be stopped out, you're not going to get back your money. So that's part of money management, and that's kind of what Soto does. So he's doing a good job with that, keeping that on the forefront of his mind where he's at for the week. That way he's not doing anything crazy early on, which is hard to say about Soto, but
I know, right?
Good job. You're doing good.
So got to FaceTime my nephew.
Again, yeah. Yesterday again?
Yeah, and so my brother taught him. My brother strongly believes that this 2-year-old kid, who I love, don't get me wrong, is the next Mike Hollis, and you're probably familiar with the one of the best NFL's kicker, one of the best kickers in the NFL, Mike Hollis. One of the most accurate kickers in history of the NFL.
Oh, is he? I didn't know that. Okay, so not
yeah.
All right.
Was but yeah. So this kid's my brother gets a football. Again, keep in mind he's 2 years old, and my brother's teaching him how to jump on a fumble recovery.
Awesome. I think that's cool.
Yeah, it's great. So this kid has no sense of understanding that he's jumping on a carpet, which is soft, but not that soft. And he's going all out. He just throws himself out there, and it's funny. So, yeah, he's having a great time.
Awesome. I'd love to see a video of that.
Yeah.
I bet that's awesome watching. I can just picture the little boy laying out full Superman onto that carpet, uncovering the ball, man. That's cool.
That's right. Yeah, it's really funny. So
that's good. That's cool. He's teaching a kicker how to recover a fumble. That's cool.
Yeah, you never know, man. You never know. Or maybe he's practicing on. He's pretending to be recovering, and just not really throwing himself out there.
Gotcha. Maybe he's working on his acting skills. That's
right. Acting skills.
That's it. Yeah, you're pretty good at that too. You worked on those. I've seen you work that magic a few times on the field.
That's the best. I had a kid come up to me, and he was super respectful. One of the most respectful kids in the world. Came up to me and said, Soto, I respect you a lot. I don't want this to come out in any kind of negative way seemingly possible. You're athletic, but you become a super freak of nature when it comes to faking an injury.
You're so
You do the
dramatic, man.
impossible. I'm like, thank you, buddy. That means a
Yeah,
lot.
you definitely win your couple Oscars for that.
Yeah.
Pretty
All
good
right.
at it.
So on my micro here, I'm up 3.25 points
Uh
on
huh.
my run.
Uh huh.
I'm gonna close it out,
Yeah.
and just because
You're
I'm
running
doing it
against.
first.
Yeah. Yeah. You should. You're running against a lot of resistance right here, so it's going to eventually push through this or reject out of it to the downside pretty good. So I'm just at the point where all this is showing a lot of rejection multiple times over. So I'm just taking my money there. I'm just
Absolutely, yeah.
taking my money off the table right there and let it come on back down again. And if it gives another opportunity, then we hit it again long. But
Hmm.
I'm with you. I'd go ahead and pull my position off and lock in some
Yep,
money. If
yep.
it
And
wants to,
I was taking out. I was
yeah,
taking out, so it was good.
that's good.
Um, so
Yeah, we let this thing. If it wants to go higher, let's let it push through all this mess, and then actually look for a trade to come back down into it to go long.
yeah,
That's kind of the ideal setup, in my opinion, at this point. But let's let this thing push through all this. If it wants to get long, let's push through all this
yeah.
mess.
I'm still open on the ES. I'm still open on that. So it's sitting at 3.5
Okay.
points here.
Okay. Nice.
So I'm hoping, yeah, like you said, I hope if it does break through this, it's going to take a lot of fuel here. But if it does, I think we're going to have a good run here.
Yeah. If it breaks through, I think you're right. If it breaks through, I think it's going to run pretty strong. So we'll just have to see if it wants to do it.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. So thanks for hanging with us. Appreciate it. Taking a few trades today, so that's good. One winner, one loser. We're net profit of 2.25 points, which is good. That's always a good day. So we kind of let that play itself out here. Not going to take any other trades at this point until we kind of get through this area one way or the other, either to the downside or the upside. So we'll just keep letting this do what it wants to do here, but not going to keep hitting it at this point. I've kind of got my money right here out of this little sideways action here and going to be patient for it now to kind of get through it. So that's me. That's what I'm doing. You do whatever you choose to do and what your method tells you to do, but that's just kind of my philosophy. So just kind of walking through my thought process here. But thanks for hanging with us, guys. Sure appreciate it, man. Really do appreciate it. And let us know you're here
We
if you're
do.
interested. And um, Alan's awesome. He's talked about some of his stuff he does, which is great. And he doesn't need to explain anything any further. I mean, I don't want to take from his trading, but um, I just really like fibs. I've had a lot of years working with fibs, so it's good to see another person trade fibs. And even though I don't put him here on the chart for this method here, but I still kind of watch them on other things. But
Look at that rejection here.
yeah, look at that rejection. That's beautiful, isn't it?
Yep, it went straight to the top of that our zone there at 12.75.
Yeah,
Man, I was hoping it was going to break. It did not. It
yeah.
bounced.
But the volume's
That's
still
fine.
high, so I think it's going to. I think it's still going to push higher and break through possibly because
Mhm.
volume's increasing.
Right.
Even though volumes could go red here as an increased red rejection, which is nice,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't have taken that trade into that zone just because the volume was increasing so strongly.
Yep.
But
Sure
it
was.
rejected beautifully out of that. But that just tells you sellers came in big right there. So let me pull in the order flow just for the heck of it and look at that and see. So yeah, we had big sellers come right in at 312 and a half. So we had a lot of big sellers coming in, a lot of big contracts and coming through right there at 3012 and a half, and that's the big rejection there that you guys see.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Good. I'm glad I got out the other position.
yeah, exactly. That's just I
Uh,
don't like trading through that. So
yeah.
as soon as I took my point out of there, still a lot of sellers up there. That's the auction process right there. We have a lot of people willing to buy the auction right up top there and sell positions up there. So that's the perfect example of an auction process. So you can see there's a lot of interest in price at that level to go short. So,
Mhm.
but just like anything, right? Just like once you're a seller, once you get into a position, you automatically become a buyer, right? So now you're trying to look to exit your position at a certain place. if they've not already exited. We would have already exited our position at that point because we're always a buyer at least 4 ticks away from where we enter on our first trade. So in this situation, we'd have already been bought out. But so somebody's still trying to look for opportunities to buy back, and they might want to buy back at a lower price, which would be the auction process. Okay, so we'll see if they want to buy back down in that zone that I still like a lot down there at 5 to 6. That's a zone I still like at this point that I wouldn't trade. I wouldn't trade back at the 307.5, right? Because we already took our first bite of the apple in that zone right there, as far as I'm concerned. So my second bite would be down in that 305 to 306 area, somewhere in there, probably right at 305.5, right around there, the 305 3/4. That would be my second bite of the apple if it gives us that opportunity. So that's just where I'm sitting at the moment.
I'm gonna send you a quick email, but that's just for you to look at. It's not for the channel.
Yeah,
If you don't,
sure.
I just want you to look at it.
Okay.
Right, it should be on there whenever you can.
I'm in between trade right now, so I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, no worries.
There. Refresh here. Alright, that's just for me, alright?
I remember when I was pledging Simikai, they were there's a lot of secrets, and I got a letter on my PO box at Sanford. You get mail. They give you a PO box. Which the longest combination in the world. I can't remember it. But anyways, I opened it and there's this black envelope, and it said "for your eyes only." So I started looking around. I was like, "This is how it happens, bro." I had no idea it was Sigma Chi. I'm like, "Great, someone's going to come after me." And thankfully, it was just like we had some meeting I had to be at, and nobody can know about it. And thankfully, But it was funny because before I opened it, it just said "for you only." I'm like, "Crap, this is how it goes, man."
Yeah, that's how it goes. Hey, I'm looking at your email you sent me. That's good. I'm just letting you know, though, whether you want to argue with me about it or not, those commissions aren't right for your micro. Just letting you know.
No, those. No. So those are so that commission right there that I set up is based on not on nothing.
Okay. It's just taking out commissions. I mean, you got $10 taken out there on the amount of micros you traded, and that's not the case. So that's as long as you know that. As long as you know that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You got
so this one may not be accurate then.
No, it's not. That would only be about 1.5, if that. And you just have to trust me on that until you set up your actual micro. Because I know you got a ES set up now, but when you actually move it over to micro, it'll be a little different. But yeah, good job, man. That's a good trade. Good trade there. Yeah, the micro, that's one of the good things. The micro's only going to be a tick off of the ES, so the zones are going to basically line up pretty close, and the entries will still be pretty close. So for those people that don't feel comfortable trading ES yet, the micro is a perfect opportunity for you to do that, the micro ES. So it's $5 a point instead of $50 a point. So it's $1.25 a tick versus $12.50 a tick. So big difference there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I think it was a real good, clean trade. Like you said, I had my zone there. I went ahead and jumped it.
Yeah.
Took 2 ticks of heat. Got a good bounce. Got a good exit at the 1 point, and then I took my second exit there at oh man, what was that?
11.25. No,
11.25.
No, that's your third exit.
My third exit.
10 even. You took your second at 10 even, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And your third at 11.25, which is where I had my second position. So yeah, that's very good, man. Nice trade.
Thank you.
Yeah, excellent. Excellent. Good job.
So I'm gonna work on that, building that one up. So I'm only gonna take one trade, probably a day, unless I see something just magical.
Uh-huh.
The only other magical one I potentially see is if it gets down to the 6.25 mark.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it creates something here in between the next 20 minutes. But other than that, it's going to be my goal is just to take one good trade there and kind of see how it goes there.
Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, I think that's good. Very, very good. But yeah, I'm not really pushing to make another trade unless it wants to kind of come back down in our zone here at 306 to 305 area. I might be looking to get in there, but if it wants to push through this finally, I'm not gonna short anymore. I've taken two trades. We're net couple and a quarter today, so very good there. Really nice second trade there for a runner. So, but I wanted to push through this area right here because there's a lot of rejection on those zones that we had drawn up there, and so it's still respecting those zones really, really well. So I don't want to challenge any more of it this morning. Right now, I wanted to push through this area and then maybe come back and use all this area for support at that point, and take a trade to the long side, if he wants to do that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be some good opportunities to make a good long trade if he wants to do that. But like you said, we've only got 19 minutes left of the live stream at this point, so I'm not going to overtrade. We be patient. Don't chase trades. Don't overtrade. This is a long game, as Alan likes to say, and I love that statement. This is definitely a long game, so trade like that, and this will become a long game for you. So, just be patient, wait for opportunities to come back to you, and if they're given to you, then great. If they're not, then no big deal. We're not going to chase.
Look at the double; it's still respecting that to the tick there at 12.5.
Yeah.
Which is cool, but I'm really hoping it breaks through it.
Sure, I understand.
Steven sent me a text this morning.
Oh, did he? Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Sent me a picture of he has two kids, two boys, and his wife. And what seems to be their backyard, which is just, man, he knows that this is my favorite weather. That cold weather up there, he knows that I love it, so he tries to remind me every day.
Kind of rub it in on you.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Is there snow on the ground up there yet?
No, no, it's clear based on the picture. It looks like it's a clear day, but it did snow. It snowed about a week or two.
Uh-huh.
So that was cool.
Yeah, cool. Oops.
I'll send you a quick pic there.
Oh, did you?
You can see his. Yeah, I just texted it to you.
Oh, okay, cool.
His kids are so funny because he dressed them up very outdoorsy, small town, country boys, I guess. So it's fun to see that.
Yeah, that's a nice river in the background there. I mean, that's a river. That's a good river right there.
Yeah, he's right on the river.
That's nice. Yeah, right there. I like that. All the fall colors right there. Leaves are turning in the trees behind them. Nice green gray. Yeah, that's pretty right there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
They're all having some sort of drink there.
Yeah, they're all drinking something. Some juice in the cups, it looks like, and Mama's got some coffee in her hands, it looks like.
Let me tell you, that is one of the strongest female role models I've ever seen. Yeah. She is unbelievable. So
that's cool.
Yeah,
I'm just impressed with her for her fellowship at University of Alabama football team. I'm just impressed with that. That's so awesome.
Yeah, that alone, just being the first female resident for the sports medicine program at University of Alabama. That's a big honor, and
Yeah, that's a big honor. That's very
it's
cool.
that's cool. That's really cool. So
Yeah.
yeah, unfortunately, she's not perfect though. She is a Detroit Tigers fan.
I like
So
that better than the Boston. So that's at least she's not as low as you are on that scale.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That-
Wow.
That's funny.
She's a diehard. Well, she's from Michigan, isn't she? Originally?
She is. Yeah, she's a
Yeah.
Michigander.
Yeah, Michigander. Okay.
That's what they're called.
Is that what they're called? Okay, I got you. Easy there, homie. I got you. You got
That's
all
funny.
offended. 'Cause
I get all
I'm all
defensive.
offended. You're defensive about it.
I know.
Like you're one of them, man. What's going on, bro?
but but yeah, she's
You're a
like she knows.
Floridian.
Yeah, she knows more about sports than than like actually like know players and names and stuff than me and Steven combined. Steven knows nothing.
Yeah,
He's not a
that's
sports
funny.
guy. He knows zero. Um, but yeah, she played. I know she did softball. She was a pitcher and she did crew
Uh huh.
rowing. So I
Yeah.
think she did basketball also. I can't remember, but just a
Yeah.
great. When you first see her, we were hiking in the San Martin. It's a little island there in the Caribbean, and we went there and we're gonna go for a hike. And one of the first things I always do when we do a hike is look around who's in a group and who's a threat to me, meaning who's gonna push the speed of the hike, because we got to keep that person under control. Because then we're hiking too fast, and little soda make it a little tired too quick. So, so you got to start managing the situation. And the way you
Okay.
do that is you kind of want to push the guy that the girl that wants that walks really fast towards the back and kind of slow them down a little, maybe make them carry a little more. Without them knowing, obviously. It's an art. So I totally underestimated her,
Did you?
and I was like, oh, yeah,
She's not a
dude,
threat.
she like runs. Oh my gosh, she goes from like 0 to 60. I'm like dying back there with Steven. Like Steven looks like he's in shape, but unfortunately, he also gets tired like I do. But man, it was funny. I was like, "Who's this?" This before they got married. I was like, "Why is this girl running?" She was like, "Dude, she's a beast out here." I'm like, "Yeah, should have told me that, bro. I
Yeah.
would make her carry all my stuff."
I could have managed that.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
awesome. Though.
that's cool. Mm.
I like this. I think if this breaks, man, it's gonna be sweet.
Yeah, it's going to be a strong area of support if this thing breaks through and closes above it and kind of pushes on.
Yeah,
That's going to be a strong area.
yeah. Because not only do we have to break this 1275, but we also got to break that 1350,
Yeah,
1375.
that's right. Yeah.
So we'll see
I
here.
don't think it's going to happen during our window here, but it could happen this afternoon.
I think you're right. We got another subscriber, by the way. It's good.
Yeah, that's good. That's really cool. Very cool. I like to see the subscriber count go up, and slowly, and that's
The
good.
cool thing is that it's organic, so that's
Yeah, exactly. It's all organic. Yeah. Yeah.
man, that's a heck of a zone there. It just
Yeah, that's a lot of strength in that. A lot of sellers pushing.
hmm.
Definitely got some orders there.
I'm sitting at 4 4 points and a half right now.
You still sitting at 4 1/4? Okay.
Yeah, 4.5, 4.75. So
Yeah. Cool.
I'm soaking this breaks. I think we got in a very good position.
Yeah. Oh, we got in at the ideal position. I mean,
Yeah, that's yeah.
one ticket heat and could have rode this
Yep.
whole position out. I mean, I took out. I mean, yeah, that was the perfect position to get into.
Yep.
Where we got into it at 307 3/4. It was perfect. Right there, bounced off our zone. Awesome. Love it when that happens, huh? Perfectly. Makes it like it works.
Absolutely. I'm gonna build a house on this price action right there because that is solid rock.
Yeah, a lot of resistance, man. A lot of strength there. Mm-hmm. Does Steven want you to teach him how to do this yet? I know he hates being a doctor, so.
Yeah, not yet, because unfortunately his schedule and everything. I think we're gonna have to wait until I can do something about it.
Yeah.
Um, just his unfortunately his schedule just uh, wouldn't it doesn't let him to really do
Right.
it.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, not during the morning. So.
Yeah. And he actually works less than his wife. His wife actually works more, and so because of that, when he gets off work, he takes over. The nanny leaves, and he takes over the nanny responsibilities.
Right. What do you mean,
Which
being a dad?
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, being a
Okay.
dad.
All
I'm
right.
sorry. No, yeah, I think you know what I meant. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I did. I just messing with
Um, and so he has to, but he has no help,
you. Right.
so he has to do it by himself.
Yeah.
And so his wife gets home, and then usually that's when it's time to go to bed. So
Right.
there we go. Hey, we got a proof.
Yeah.
Let's see if it breaks this up here. Then that's going to be a good, I think, trade to go long if we can get out of there.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
I'm not going to take a breakout trade there. I'm going to have to wait for price to come back down and come back into that area for support. I won't take a breakout trade. I don't like taking breakout trades. But so yeah, if we can push through this area at 14 and a half up there, for me, if we can push through that high, then I could definitely come back in and look to take a trade.
right.
Back in this blue box, I'll flip this zone right here that's being that supply zone, this blue box. I would end up flipping to a demand zone if price closed out up above 1450
Mm-hmm.
in the 15 area. If I can get price to push through there and close up above that, I would flip that zone to a demand zone. But it's got some work to do that. So we'll just keep watching what we're doing. I'm pretty sure I'm done trading for the day with 7 minutes left, 6 minutes left in the session.
Yeah,
Two
that's
trades, one loser, one winner. Net positive 2 1/4 points. So I'm not gonna give that away by just trying to by being impatient here. So you know. So what you gotta go ahead and send me your
I already did.
you already sent me your loss for the day pick.
Yep. That should be the first email you got.
Okay, so let me finally go back and find it there. I haven't looked at it yet. Okay, there it is. All right.
And unfortunately, I took a trade right after that. So, but it's the first. The yellow, I made a little mark there on the arrow. The first yellow there, I went short, and obviously went against me. So the blue arrow is where I lost the trade.
Right.
So, and then the other yellow is where I re-entered the trade short, and I eventually got that point. It took a little bit to get it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know your first trade you lost, but you got right back in again in the second trade and won. But we're always going to take that first trade, win or
Right,
lose, for
right.
one
I
point.
just wanted to point it out because it could be
Yeah.
confusing.
I'm just saying it for the channel if anybody's listening. Yeah, because they might see both. They're going to see both trades on there, and we just want to make sure people understand. I'll explain it again here, but yeah. All right. Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm going to get an opportunity to take another trade, so I'm just going to call it for the live stream today at this price. We'll kind of go ahead and start covering the. Let's cover the spreadsheet real quick and kind of pull that in to show. So we keep a real-time spreadsheet on the 1 point a day, so everybody understands that. That we're not making this stuff up. This really happens here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the spreadsheet in, and then I'm going to pull your trade in. So that's where we're at so far. So let me open up your trade and bring that in here. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and do the update here. I'm going to pull this in here. Let me know sort of when you can see that, or if you can.
Yep. Yep. It's already up. The Excel sheet.
Yeah, I pulled your chart up too.
Yep. I see the chart now.
You see the chart now? Okay, so it's a delay on my end, which is cool. Okay, cool. So all right, guys. So here we see Soto's chart. We take his or Mitchell's first trade out of the day, guys. Is what we take for the 1 point a day challenge. Okay. So Soto this morning took a trade to go short here, and he took a loss. Okay, and that's okay. He took a short here around 310 and 75 there, and took a stop out at 1175. So his first trade out of the day was a loss. He did come back in next and make his point and get it all back, but what he did take a loss here, okay, which is not a big deal, right? We do that, so we're going to try his 1 point is a loss, okay, just so everybody understands. Here's the trade, and this is what it looks like. He entered to go short, which he explains right, entry first trade to go short and loss, so he entered at 310.75, and he took his 1 point stop at 311.75, okay, so that's his loss. Not a big deal. Okay, that's part of it. He comes back in and makes another trade, which is great, but we only want to record that very first trade of a loss. Okay, so thanks for sending that to me, Soto. So let's go ahead and update the spreadsheet here. Just so you know, had you won today, we'd be up to 2 contracts. But no,
Yeah.
I don't want you to feel bad about that
Yeah.
or anything.
Thank you. Yeah. Appreciate that.
No worries. All right, so we took a loss today. So we are down to $936.80 of profit. We're down to, and that's saying down, meaning that we were at 992 yesterday. We took the 1 point, which is $55.20 loss. That includes the commission. Okay, so 1 point win, 1 point stop. So 42 days in, we're still up $936 on your $1,000 account. So being up 93% is still not bad in 42 days. But that's the 1 point a day challenge updated. So we'll do this thing again tomorrow, and hopefully we can get a couple trades in a row here and get into that 2,000. We'll move to 2 contracts at that point. But for time being, we're still here at the 1 contract, doing the 1 point a day. And that's the update for the day on the 1 point a day challenge. So still very good. We're up to $1,936.80. So very nice job there, Soto. Very nice.
Thanks,
Even though we took a loss, not a big deal, right? That's part of the
No
game.
big deal.
You can see right here where Soto's got all the, he coded it to where when it's a positive, it gives you a green, and when it's a negative, it gives you red, right? So you see a lot more green than you do negative. Okay, and those are shown every day. Those are traded every day between Mitchell and Soto. Whoever trades first, win or lose, is the one we take. So we don't just take winners, we take the losers as well. So very nice job for those 2 guys thus far. All right, so guys, that's going to be it for the day. I'm going to go ahead and call it. We made some good trades today. For the room here on my chart, you'll see I've got 2 trades here, 1 winner, 1 loser, and 1 loser, 1 winner, I guess. So the first trade was a loser for a 1 point stop, and the second trade was a winner for 3 or 4 points total. We're net 2 1/4 points in profit, so very good. we'll go ahead and call it a day for a Tuesday here. Hope everybody has a great day. And Alan, thanks a lot for telling us a little bit about the fibs and posting your chart on Discord there. Really appreciate that, man. I really like it. So thank you for that and hanging with us. Guys, whoever is joining us, I appreciate y'all hanging out. Check out the videos in the chat here. If you're new to the channel and want to kind of learn what we're doing here, please check those out. They're not too long. And come on in tomorrow, ask any questions you might have. But we'll do this thing again tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern time, 9 to 11. And we'll do it again. So Soto, nice job today, man. Way to recover. I know you've made some good trades this afternoon, or so far this morning, so you're back in the positive. So very nice job.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, guys, thanks a lot. And we will see you guys again soon. And we'll do it again tomorrow. And we'll go from there. So I hope everybody has a safe weekend. Be careful. I mean, I guess it's not the weekend. What am I saying? Have a good Tuesday.
Yeah, I told you,
yeah, look what you're doing, man. You got me convinced. You listen to the wrong guy here. So, so I hope everybody has a good, safe Tuesday, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, take care. Bye-bye.